Now, the study of esoteric religions is simply that exoterically, the literal religion we have, there is always a deeper hidden meaning which conveys something about the internal journey of ourselves. Now, the Holy Grail is a path we can all walk. And in Gnosis, it's often deemed the path of the Superman, or Superwoman, which is where you find complete union with your reality. And you find yourself as in this world as you possibly can be. You are the most functional you can be in this world, but you are not driven by things of this world. This is the Holy Grail. Hey guys, still in Hamburg, and it's a little difficult to find space to make videos. I'll be okay once I get to England because I'll have more space there, but at the moment I'm stuck in a little hotel room and I'm sharing with Fritzi, so it's difficult to find time to just talk freely. Plus I've got all of the family Christmas stuff going on. However, during our downtime, for the first time in my life, I watched a movie many of you will be familiar with, and it is the Da Vinci Code. And there were two movies, there's the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons, but the first one is about the Holy Grail. And it made me want to speak about this topic because, well, it kind of romanticizes, of course it doesn't claim to be a factual movie, but I know many people do this, and it romanticizes the concept of the Holy Grail. Now traditionally, if you don't know what that means, it's supposed to be the cup, the chalice that Jesus drank from at the Last Supper before he was crucified. And it's supposed to be a holy artifact, so it has many special powers and such. Now, the movie turned it on itself a bit and said that the Holy Grail was actually using the encoding of the Last Supper painting by Da Vinci. It was actually saying that there was a bloodline of Jesus, and it used certain texts and scriptures, like from the Dead Sea Scrolls, where it says that there's a text where it says Mary Magdalene kissed Jesus often, but you don't see, due to the text being destroyed in time, exactly what it said. Did it say on the cheek, on the lips? No one knows. So it then changes this movie, if you haven't seen it, as I say, and says that actually the bloodline of Jesus Christ is the Holy Grail. And I thought it was an interesting way for them to portray the idea. However, and it's a big however, this is one of the problems, because since then I started looking just briefly for an hour at various different academics who have dedicated their life to finding this cup. They've dedicated their whole life to finding this cup. And there's no historical, don't shoot the messenger, but there's no historical evidence that Jesus lived as of yet. So to spend your whole life seeking a mystical cup seems bizarre to me. It truly does. Now, the movie is filled with many flaws, but also another topic. I want to speak about the Holy Grail and why literalizing things is a problem. But also that in the movie it shows how Hollywood can really damage the way we see things, because in the movie it says that the Council of Nicene were responsible for the construction of the New Testament. And this is a myth. This is and it's only since I watched this movie that I understand where this myth has come from in modern society, that Emperor Constantine and the Council of Nicene, determined which books will go into the Bible. Now, there's no evidence for this whatsoever. There's only a single quote from a monk who lived centuries later that say this, and not even in that part of the world. And that's where it comes from. It's snowballed into something it's not. Now, the Council of Nicene discussed whether or not Jesus was... I don't like doing academic religion, etc., and academic historical aspects of it, but just to get the facts clear, the Council of Nicene discussed and was formed to discuss whether Jesus was a man or a divine being, pretty much. There were many other things discussed within there, but you can check. It was documented. Now, there were other councils, indeed, as I've said myself, who did choose which books went into the Bible, which is why you should never call yourself a biblical scholar unless you've read all of the books. If you're reading the Bible, then it's documented history that the books put in there were done so by the government of this world. And as Jesus says, the God of this world is not his God. The God of this world is Satan, and thus you can only deduct that the books that were put into the Bible and the books that were excluded from the Bible, if done so by the governments of this world and by the councillors, etc., of this world, was done so by, thus, the God of this world. And therefore, you must look at all of those that were excluded as well to get a true image of what was going on. And some are very interesting. I'm going to speak about some of them. For instance, the infancy gospel is my favourite. Very interesting. Jesus as a child and causing lots of trouble. However, I digress. The Council of Nicene never did that. So it's just a fallacy, a modern fallacy which is being created, now I see, by this writer. But here's the problem, the true thing I want to speak about. Literalizing things, guys. This is a major problem on the planet. You have genuine academic scholars who are intelligent persons, but they lack any logic or wisdom, perhaps, and they are looking around for a cup. The Holy Grail is a state of being. All esoteric religions know this. All studiers of esoterics know this, including the man Da Vinci who painted that painting. Da Vinci studied esoterics, and did many of the have many of the great minds on the planet. Now, the study of esoteric religions is simply that exoterically, the literal religion we have, there is always a deeper hidden meaning which conveys something about the internal journey of ourselves. Now, the Holy Grail is a path we can all walk. And in Gnosis, it's often deemed the path of the Superman, or Superwoman, which is where you find complete union with your reality. And you find yourself as in this world as you possibly can be. You are the most functional you can be in this world, but you are not driven by things of this world. This is the Holy Grail state. This is what you aspire to find and to achieve. And this is what the search for the Holy Grail is truly about. Because indeed it is very elusive and it's very mystical and very hard to find. We must go within ourselves and we must face the labyrinth of within ourselves and slay our animal nature and find that within us that allows us to have perfect union with the world around us. Now, this is depicted in many different ways, and you see it across all mythologies on the planet. And the Holy Grail is just another mythology to show an inner journey. It doesn't make the Holy Grail any less real. It doesn't make it any less important. It makes it more important. Because instead of one person on the planet looking around for a cup, or all of us looking around for a cup, we can all stop still and we can go on our own journey inside. And we can find the divinity within us, and we can find the Holy Grail state of being within ourselves. Now, to do that, you must go through the maze of meditation, depicted in Greek mythology by the labyrinth and the Minotaur, where you must find your way through the maze of your psyche, ensuring that the beast never chases you down and slays you, the beast being the Minotaur, or the beast in our world being our ego, our animal nature. And the reason that's in my mind as well, I've seen an academic speak of a Christian verse from one of the books, as I say, the councils left out of the New Testament. And it's the Gospel of Thomas. And the Gospel of Thomas has the direct teachings of the man, Jesus Christ. And within there's a quote I've used before, where it says, "Blessed is the lamb who consumes the lion, and cursed is the lamb who the lion consumes, for he will become the lion." And I watched an academic scholar giving a talk on this book, and he said it's absolute nonsense. And I cringed at him because he had no idea, he had no clue whatsoever. To him, this sentence made no sense because he literalized it. The same as seeking a cup in the world, as if it's going to change a thing when you find it. You find a metal cup somewhere or whatever it's made of, what's it going to do? Nothing. And he mocked it. He mocked the teachings because he didn't understand. And it shows that being academic means that you're trapped in a babbling intellect, and the intellect can't understand a book of mysticism. Your intellect's not a mystic. The abandonment of your intellect in the silencing of your mind in meditation. Now this will allow you to interpret and to understand and to seek your own Holy Grail within yourself. That state of being where you find yourself completely in this world, better than most around you. You are completely functional in the present moment, but driven by nothing of this world. You are driven by a divine purpose, something from the world beyond this one. This is the search for the Holy Grail. And the beauty of it is that right now, within 2 minutes of hearing me speak, you can switch off your computer, you can take a deep breath, you can start to observe your breath, and you can begin your journey to find the Holy Grail. Or you can go for a walk, and you can study some concept of meditation walks, which is a Zen principle. But you can go for a walk. If you've got too much energy, you go for a walk, and you find yourself as present as possible. Each step of your foot becomes the only thing your mind is focused on. Each crunch of your ground, each crunching sound on the ground as your foot takes its next step becomes the only thing you're hearing, that in the nature. You're not hearing your thoughts. This is meditation. This is bringing you into the now. And when you get into the moment, 100%, and you become completely in this world, better than the next person, you can react faster than them, you can function better than them. And if you're driven by matters that are not of this world, then you become a person who dwells in the Holy Grail. It's not a literal thing. It's a place in our consciousness. It's a way of being. It's an outlook and a functionality of the biochemical machine that is your human body, and the biochemical antenna of prayer, which is your human body. And when you have that state of being, and when you sit still and you are tranquil, you are relaxed, and you don't think of the future or the past, you're getting close to achieving your own Holy Grail. But when you sit still and you think, I'm going to run to the fridge, I'm going to put a movie on, I've got to do this, I need to pay this bill, you're further and further away from your tranquility, you're further and further off the correct path on your quest for your Grail. And this is what the Holy Grail is. Interesting movie, but historically incorrect, and also sending people's mind off on a spiraling journey without much reason. You know, it serves no benefit to find a cup, and nor does it serve no benefit to entertain the idea that there's a bloodline of Jesus Christ on the planet, and because of this bloodline, somehow we're going to be saved. It's told to you in the scriptures, in every scripture that man taught in and spoke in, every scripture that is written about his teachings, that the salvation and the kingdom that he brings will not be of this world. It will come internally from meditation and prayer. And by seeking first the kingdom within, then we too can bring the second coming or the new age to the planet. Now don't say, oh, he's a new ager, because I say that, I'm going off what it says in the Bible. And when Christ comes, it will be the time where the man is carrying a pitcher of water. I've said this in other videos. We're there now. It's Aquarius. That means we can all start to embrace the Christ within ourselves, and we can start to elevate the planet slowly to change things. Instead of dwelling in this inequality, in this suffering, in this ignorance. It's about time that we started to become animals that we can be proud of being, because at the moment I'm not proud of many of the animals I see around me. I'm staying in a cheap hotel, and the other day there was lots of young men getting drunk and shouting and leery, and a saying came to my mind from England of boys will be boys, men will be men. And I thought how silly it is that we make ourselves so small. Wouldn't it be better if groups of young men, instead of getting drunk on a weekend, were going off to help people in need, and then mothers and fathers could say, boys will be boys and men will be men, rather than associating it with drunken leeriness. And the same goes for women, of course. It's just the saying goes, boys will be boys, men will be men, but girls will be girls could be done as well. Wouldn't it be better if we did it that way? Instead of, getting drunk is what we do. Boys will be boys. Wouldn't it be better if they all got together and they were like, we're not partying this weekend. We're gonna meditate and learn how to be strong within ourselves, and then go out in the world and help others. And then that saying could mean something that's important. But the way to do that is to start disciplining ourselves and going within. And unlike, as I say, that movie shows, it's about finding your own Holy Grail, which is an internal journey. So, right, I'm going to get off. Much love, guys.